Dozens of Democrats joined GOP to rein in Biden's executive orders. Let's dive into the details, shall we? Dozens of House Democrats joined with their Republican colleagues on Wednesday in a vote to require the White House to assess the inflationary effect of President Biden's executive orders before they are issued. The bill is the latest effort by Republicans to pump the brakes on Biden administration policies that they say are causing the highest inflation levels seen in decades. But the bill was also supported by 59 Democrats and easily passed in a 272 to 148 vote. Under the bill, any executive order that has an annual budgetary effect of $1 billion or more would have to first be studied by the administration for its possible inflationary effects on the economy, which Republicans say would make Biden think twice about imposing costly new rules to the public. The bill passed over objections from Democrats who rejected GOP arguments that Washington policies, either in the form of edicts from the Biden administration or massive waves of new federal spending by Congress, have caused inflation. Rep. Cori Bush, Democrat from Missouri, blamed the higher cost faced by millions of Americans on COVID and Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The global spike in inflation has been caused by food and fuel disruptions resulting from the illegal and unprovoked Russian invasion of Ukraine, as well as auto part supply shortages connected to COVID-19 pandemic. She said in Tuesday's debate, "There is no evidence that government spending or executive order by President Biden have increased inflation." Yeah, I don't know about that. Isn't it just kind of common knowledge that that's how it goes, right? That's how it goes. Like, you print more money, you're going to get more inflation. Other Democrats insisted that massive spending bills like the $1.9 trillion America Rescue Plan and the $700 billion plus Inflationary Reduction Act helped to tame inflation, even though some economists have said those and other bills pumped up demand by flooding the country with more money in a way that drove higher inflation. Yeah, I mean, that's true. And like even the COVID stuff, that really drove up inflation too. All the COVID spending, it's just probably coming back around at this point. Because of the American Rescue Plan and the actual Inflation Reduction Act that Democrats passed last year, our country's inflation rate is now lower than in UK, Canada, and 20 other European Union member states, said Representative Alexandria Ocasio. I can't say this. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Democrat from New York. Yeah, I mean, true, but it's just like, that's not really the best. Oh, we're lower than these guys, you know. Yeah. But it could be better if we didn't print a ton of money. It's crazy that these countries also, though, are facing that high of inflation. What is that from? Just the dollar printing? Everything is just getting inflated. Republicans have vowed to control congressional spending now that they run the House and argue that Biden also needs to be put in check because he is too casually issuing orders that lead to higher prices for Americans. The GOP has cited two examples of Biden executive orders that have inflationary effects, one that revoked the Keystone XL pipeline permit and another in late 2021 that requires the government to move towards buying only electric vehicles over the next decade. It's funny those are the ones that they mentioned and not the ones that Cortez mentioned up here. It's like those inflationary things that, like, look at the sides of these bills, but that's not causing inflation. I love, like, look at that. We call it the Rescue Plan and the Inflation Reduction Act. But what did that do? It just helped build more inflation. I read these bills. They didn't help anything. So, yeah, I don't know about that. Where were we? Pushing one big spending policy after another, President Biden has continued to throw fuel on the inflationary fire, said House Oversight and Accountability Committee Chairman James Comer, Republican from Kentucky, a sponsor of the bill. That fire is rapidly consuming the wages of our constituents. They have had to pay higher and higher prices for everything from eggs to electricity, all while inflation pushes their real wages further and further behind. The Rein In Act ensures that costly actions the president decides to take solely under his own authority through executive orders will not go into effect until he is informed of and considers the potential inflationary effects, Comer added. So that's all the bill does. It informs him of it. The hope is the president, once he is informed of and understands the potential for inflationary harm from his own policy initiatives, will think twice about inflicting such harm. That is quite wishful thinking, to be honest. Another sponsor, House GOP Conference Chair Elise Stefanik of New York, said families are getting crushed by inflation that's hitting nearly everything they buy, and that Congress needs to pass the bill to force Biden to recognize it. I think he recognizes it now, no? During the past 2 years of one-party, far-left, radical, socialist, Democrat rule in Washington, led by President Joe Biden, inflation has skyrocketed to the highest level in my lifetime, she said. You talk to any family, any small business, any farmer, any manufacturer, and they will say that the inflation that they are suffering from is crippling their businesses, crippling their family budgets. This is kind of interesting. Okay, I see what they're trying to do here, but I don't think that I don't think them explaining to Biden or any other president that it's going to cause inflation will matter. Obviously, $2.5 trillion in spending bills is going to cause an outrageous amount of inflation. It's obvious. That's so much printed money. It's insane. So they're just giving them a little bit of extra nudge. It's not going to do anything, but, I guess I respect their commitment. Or trying, I should say. But what's your opinion on the story? Please let me know in the comments below. Also, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to this channel for daily news updates. Be sure to hit that notification bell and share this video to help spread the news. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.